Is the pain of change in life making living life on life's terms nearly impossible?
Well, in this episode, we're going to share how we found the spiritual strength not only to survive, but to thrive in this recovery journey. Well, it's July 16th, and it's time for another double shot from My Sober Truth. Sean, a measure of humility.
Yeah, just a measure.
Just a measure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
A dram.
You know, I always say this. In fact, it happens in my house all the time, so much so that they made me a custom shirt for Christmas. I said, there's a song for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and I believe that in life. You know, it never served me well as a counselor because I'd be sitting at the table and in the chair and someone would say something and the song goes through my head and you got to stifle that. But today I've had two songs go through my head about this things. I mean, the first one we just said, it was "Hello Humility, My Old Friend," sung to the tune of Sounds
Hello
of
Darkness,
Silence.
right.
You know, Hello Darkness. And then the other one was Mary Poppins, Just a Spoonful of Humility.
Right.
Helps the ego go down. But let's get serious for a second. So, Sean, your opening session was so good, and it talked about that pain of life, the pain of change specifically.
Right.
And coming into this journey, whatever you're recovering from, change is painful. Change is not fun. We don't like to change. You know,
the human experience does not embrace change all that well.
And as I alluded to before, we're going to talk about the strength that we found to not only survive, because we don't want to survive, we want to thrive in this new life. And so that's the question I have for you today. As you were beginning this journey of change, because that's what a recovery journey is, how did you find the strength, and specifically the spiritual strength, to move way past surviving and move right into the thriving?
Well, you know, for me, this humility came over time, and a measure of humility has come over time. You know, you start the process of living a self-centered life and moving towards living a spiritual life. Right. Moving toward a life that never made sense to me in the past. I had no idea what living a spiritual life was. So, you know, you start this journey, you start walking on it, and it grows. It grows on just like anything else. The more you do something, the better you get at it. Right. So, you know, when people told me in the beginning to dive in head first, really start doing this and go at it as hard as you can go at it, well, I didn't have anything else to do. I didn't have a plan. I didn't know how I was going to get out of the mess that I was in. So with that being said, I started doing this. And now over the years, this spiritual journey has become abundantly clear to me that it works way better than what I did before.
Right.
Along with living this spiritual journey and starting to understand that everything in my life wasn't won by me, not wholeheartedly. It was won by me with a lot of help from those who love me and from a higher power that loves me.
Right.
When you start understanding that, then the humility kind of starts to set in. You know, the things that I used to think were terrible in my life, and then I used mind-altering substances to combat the things that I hated in life, the things that I hated about myself, the things that I hated about life in general. The mind-altering substances is what helped with that. Well, when you cut out the mind-altering substances, you're left with these things that you really don't like, you despise, you hate, and you have to figure out a way around that. Well, all in all, come to find out, it wasn't really me that I hated. It was my perception of everything that I hated. Now I have this ability after years of practice to kind of be okay. Even when there's conflict, even when there's strife in my life, I'm so much better at being okay. It doesn't mean I don't ever get mad. It doesn't mean I don't, you know, have some anger issues still. It doesn't mean that, you know, I'm never a jerk.
Right.
I do all of that. What it does mean is that I never used to recognize that about myself. I thought that was just part of me and who I was.
Right.
Now I understand that it's not a part of me and who I was, who I am, that all of those are, once again, they're feelings, they're momentary lapses of what's really going on in my life. So I notice it. I understand what I'm going through much quicker. And it's this humility that brings all of this, that I can sit back and say, okay, I don't like where this is going. I don't like what this is doing to me in the moment.
Right.
So let me slow down. Sometimes I get so involved in it, I can't even stop in the moment, but I can slow down. And then, so I slow it down, and then from the slowdown, I can stop it. All of it is a process, and the process sometimes takes a little longer than it does other times. But being comforted with this knowledge that if I do my part, it's going to be okay.
Good.
So this whole question of a measure of humility, it just all comes back to finding this gratitude,
Right.
and learning to love and enjoy the things going on in your life that maybe I just looked completely through some of the things that I love now that I enjoy, spending quality time with families, doing things that I didn't think were fun before. Now I see the fun in them. It's before it was all about what I could do, how my life was going to revolve around finding a way to use.
Right.
Now my life revolves around relationships and trying to have relationships with the people that I love, the best relationships that I can with the people that I love. And then on top of that, having this, it's all capped off by this spiritual relationship that I have with a higher power.
So well said. And, we could talk about this for hours, and I know we're going to talk about this for some more. But as we wrap up, let's pose this same question to our viewers today. And so, guys, what are you doing to find the strength to survive and thrive in your new life since you started your recovery journey? We would love to hear what you have to say on this subject. And so take a few minutes, put your answers down in the comment section below. We can't wait to read what you have to say on this subject. And on that note, from My Sober Truth, I'm Mark.
Hey, I'm Sean, and here's hoping that today you stay drunk with success. Love y'all. Hi, folks. Thanks for watching. If you're ready for another round of My Sober Truth, then belly on up to mysobertruth.com and click on the double shot button today. There you'll find the daily inspiration, encouragement, and support that'll help you stay clean, on track, and growing in every area of your life. Be sure to subscribe to this channel, and if you got a minute, stick around, watch another video. Love y'all.